And we are back. So unblock both of those. Hi, folks. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a complete restart. Wow, that was good. Well, the Stream Effects library I'm using is marked as beta. I may have, yeah, absolutely just killed myself there. Never mind. Accidents happen. Let me check. Matt, can you see me okay? Twitch tells me I'm streaming okay.
Yeah, Twitch tells me that you're there.
I'm here. Awesome.
But the feed on my phone keeps.
Feed on the phone's kicking out. Fair enough. Wow, well, that was fun. Okay, so, Rose, where were we before you killed us? Rose killed us. Jack is here too, but we're on the same laptop. Yep, sorry, appreciate that, Matt and Jack. I apologise. I appreciate that we've got two of you streaming from the same point. Cat's connected via phone, and Cat's phone wasn't viewing the restarted stream. Okay, so why were we back here? We were talking to Rose. We were talking to Rose about Rose's grief. It's over with, Inspector. Oh. Wow. I'm not saying that she's a one-dimensional character, but I've got pieces of paper that've got more depth than her. Right. Let's head down. With that bit of panic. So, go to Nicholas and Rebecca's cabin and talk to Rebecca. She's a 20 character. It's an Atari ST after all. You can have depth in an Atari. Cool. Working on the laptop. Let's open the door. Dum dum dum. Don't knock the Atari. This thing's been the most reliable thing all evening. Curse that now. Oh? I'm assuming she's in a dress and not a towel, or is she in a towel? Is she half packed, half unpacked? She's in a dress. So what's new, Inspector? This is the first time we've talked to you. Slip dress, yep. Okay. We have a lot to discuss. Let's start with your affair. Let's go in the deep end. Bang! We hold each other in high esteem. It's insane, Inspector. I mean, it's not. We've seen you two. Apparently Tom has no financial difficulties. And what about your plot? Totally ridiculous. Don't believe them at all. What about Tom and Rose's marriage? I don't have an opinion on the subject. Stream Elements says we're now live. Thanks, Stream Elements. To be honest, I have been much happier with Stream Elements than I had with the other one, which has left such a lasting impression I can't brain. What about Tom? Tom was taking care of Nicholas's business. He was. You. Okay, change topic. Tell me about you. Tell me about yourself, Rebecca. I'm Nicholas's new wife. New wife. What happened to the old wife? My fingers. Love dreamies. We hold each other in high esteem. Okay. Let's talk about your and Daphne's relationship. I don't always get along very well with Daphne, but I think we've found some neutral ground. I've heard you don't mind being unfaithful. Okay, let's talk about... Why can't we talk about Daphne directly? Because we haven't talked to Daphne. God damn it. Okay, let's talk about Agnes. Let's talk about Agnes's illness. Nicholas invited her to stay at our house. We know this. Let's talk about the accommodation. Don't mention it, Inspector. Her stay at our house was terrible. She complained 24 hours a day. Nicholas waited on her hand and foot. However, despite his attentiveness, Agnes died barely a month ago. Hang on. 3 months, 2 months, 1 month. Agnes is wandering around the ship. No one tells the truth. Are we going for the house principle here? Everybody lies. The old bitch, after all that we've done for her. Agnes's son. Agnes never told us she had a son. What is really surprising is that Nicholas, who certainly knew about him, never told me anything. I'm not saying she has motive to kill Nicholas. Because remember, we're not investigating Agnes's death. We're investigating Nicholas's death. We almost forgot about the fact that the person we care about is the corpse downstairs. Okay. What about Daphne and Agnes's relationship? The child adored her aunt. We knew that. Agnes always treated Suzanne like the maid she was. Well, you quite liked her then, didn't you? Agnes. She was Nicholas's aunt. She was a bad-tempered old woman who spent her time complaining. Okay, let's talk about a few things then here. Let's talk about the Cartier receipt. I never saw it. Let's talk about the necklace. This belongs to Daphne. I can't understand how she could dare to wear something so ugly. But anyway, Daphne is sentimental and Agnes gave it to her. Let's talk about the press clipping. I never saw the article. Let's talk about the engagement invitations. Nicholas and I had prepared everything for Daphne and Julio's engagement when I think that this little bitch has ruined everything. Wow. I don't know. Nicholas didn't usually tell me what he was up to at the meeting at the bar. Okay. Let's talk about Hector. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Godbridger, but let's be honest here. That's going away. Oh yeah, you're a mod, aren't you? Bye. He's gone. And Sven's... yep, Cat's done the banning. I like the way you banned him, removed the ban, and then banned him a second time. Wow! Twice! Oh, we get one per stream. That was our one. Okay. Let's talk about Hector. Hector is a very efficient servant. Ooh. Don't worry, Hector knows what's good for him. Okay. Hector's passed. No idea. What do you want me to say? I'm not going to investigate all my household help. Nicholas really liked Hector. That was good enough for me. I'm not liking her. Friendship? Go on. You must be kidding, Inspector. Hector is a devoted butler, but how can you be friends with the hired help? You see, it's hard to find good help these days, so Nicholas treated him well. Oh. What do you know about Dick? Dick is a strange fellow, Inspector. I don't like him at all. What about the inheritance? I don't want to speak about this. Ha! Your touchpad relationship is as strong as Tom and Rose's marriage. Oh. Oh. Did we dig into Rose? Rose is Tom's wife. Yes. A good reason to not face up to life. Wow, she's a work. Fabiani. The good father Fabiani, let me tell you that there is more to him than meets the eye. Yes, we sort of gathered that. If he doesn't have any yet, it won't be long until he does. Wow. The bell tower restoration? I don't give a damn. The young ones took part in the charity event. I suppose they have some things in common between Suzanne and Fabiani's. Fabiani's vice. I am not the kind to gossip behind people's backs. I don't believe it. I bet she gossips about as much as a typical episode in Ambridge. Walnuts and Maple are telling each other they smell bad. Well, those two can at least sort themselves out. Oh, right. Of all the people to murder on this cruise, she's not the first choice. I mean, I'm looking at least 15 daggers in the back. Asking about Julio sounds like a plan. Julio. He's a very nice young man. Maybe a little spineless, but he will certainly be the ideal husband for Daphne. Okay. Julio has a passion for car racing. Did you know that last year his father offered him a whole stable of cars? Julio's family? Julio is heir to a family fortune. It's high time he started taking care of his father's affairs. What, by killing him off? Was that one? This young man has an empire waiting for him. And the engagement. Daphne is sometimes hard to understand. I feel that she is permanently rebelling against whatever her father stands for. Like kids do. Yeah, that's completely understandable. Okay. Thanks for your help. It is now 1 o'clock. Can I kill her? Because, yeah, she's great. Okay, it is now 1 PM game time. We are definitely following the walkthrough at this point. It's still a load of bullshit. So, enter Fabiani and Dick's cabin. Like, honestly, it's... Find 2 small hidden objects that weren't there previously. Right. Yeah, 1 hour 50 to advance the game time, 1 hour. Game is slower than real time. Hey you, would you like some chair? Here you go. Have a chair. So this game runs through to 6 PM. So, behold Fabiani's room. Open the second wardrobe door and take the pocket watch. I think the software was crashing in protest, to be quite frank. Okay, right, let's walk a little bit. Examine the box. You can see the pocket watch there. It's the 6 pixels on the ground. Okay, you take the watch. Well, that was an immediate move forwards. So we've got a pocket watch. Let's have a look at the pocket watch. Come on. This beautiful watch must be worth a lot. What time does the watch tell? What details are there about the watch? All you've told me so far is there is a pocket watch. Go down to the laundry and search for the pot for a small key. Let's keep this game moving. Down to the laundry. So whilst this game is graphically excellent, it's interesting that it's slow as hell. And we sort of, like, look how beautiful this is. This is gorgeous. But the pacing on this compared to the Sierra titles, I mean, we whizzed through Space Quest and it never felt slow. But this is much more graphically advanced than the Space Quest games. Search the chamber pot. You find a small key. The small key wasn't there before. And I get that different locations... Yeah. Different locations are going to change over time. But there's no indication... Sierra advert. Some days I am a walking Sierra advert. But other games are available. There's nothing that tells you come down here and look for this. You've got to search through every location again and again to find stuff with no real prompting that something has changed. That's just a freaking chamber pot. It's not even Nintendo hard. This is what I tend to call bullshit hard. It's grindy. Okay, let's head out. So now we've got a new key. Go to Daphne and Suzanne's cabin, talk to Daphne about Rebecca and Rose. So things like the interactions of who to talk to who, most of that is relatively logical, yeah? So now we've got a small key. Let's have a look at the small key. There is no inscription on it. Small metal key. This is how you grind a game. Yeah. But there are layers to grind. There are, in an adventure game, if you're doing object puzzles, then you want your object puzzles to have at least a layer of logic to them. If they don't, you end up in moon logic territory. And that becomes frustrating. This isn't moon logic. This is hidden things that are unexpectedly hidden and then findable. There's no indication that that state has changed. It's just changed. That's grind. That's bad. For me, that comes under bad design. It's the logic booster. Have someone drop some indication that oh, I've lost the key, or something that just triggers. Nowhere in these dialogues has anybody said, "Oh, I've lost a key," or I'm pretty sure we've not heard about a pocket watch so far. So why are we looking for a pocket watch? Might have missed a clue for the pocket watch. Pocket watch seems like a big deal, and now it's going to become a thing we can talk about. But so far, I haven't seen the hint that says pocket watch. It's just appeared. Key has just appeared. Now the key is a small key. And that key is utter bullshit. Because you're going to run around and try the key in everything that'll take a key, and it's no use for another 2 hours. Again, that's levels of bullshitty design. Here's an object you've just been given. I'm now wanting to go and run around and try and find something to put the key in. I mean, it's entirely possible that that key doesn't go in anything, but there's no clue about the key. No, I wouldn't even go Infocom logic. Again, Infocom gives you some clues to how to get from point A to point B. This is missing that clue logic. We've just been playing Leather Goddess's Phobos on my Scion, and sometimes you'll smack your head against the table because it's like, I don't see how I connect the dots from A to B, and yeah, I'm going to reach occasionally for a walkthrough, but you get to B and then you go, I'm an idiot, because you realise where the dots were to get you from A to B. Yeah, Infocom is hellish. Infocom is often hellish. But at least you can see where the path was to take you from point A to point B. That's not path. Cat sat upstairs a couple of nights, or last week, and decoded a cipher late at night. And it was a transposition and backwards. It's like 2 layers of cipher. Normally they're either usually just a straight transposition cipher, but this was transposed and backwards. Like, okay, I was looking for the transposition and couldn't find it. Cat found it because it was both. Yeah, fair dues. Okay, so we've got the pocket watch, we've got the key. Go to Daphne and Suzanne's cabin and talk to Daphne about Rebecca and Rose. Map. So, but it was solvable. It was solvable with the thing that was in front of you, and that's the difference. It needed a lot of work, but it's the kind of thing that you could take on a piece of paper, take it away, and put the clues together and come up with an answer with. And again, it's relatively logical. Yeah. And you can take it on paper. That's what you'd have done, really, is you'd have seen it on screen, you'd have written it down, you'd have taken it away, and you'd have passed the pants out of it. Hello? Who's this? Conversation time. How may I be of service, Inspector? Yes. Is this Daphne? Dum dum dum! Daphne! You can tell it's Daphne, and she's rebellious because she's wearing dark glasses. Let's ask you about you. There's not much to say about me. Okay, well, what about your engagement? I prefer not to talk about this incident. Let's talk about your rebellious nature. My friends sometimes criticize me for being impulsive. What, like stabbing your dad? What about your and Rebecca's relationship? Made a career through rebellious dark glasses. You have. It happened very quickly, and I wasn't even invited to the ceremony. Anyway, I would not have gone. Hey. That's not what that asked. It asked about your relationship, not about her marriage. Okay? So let's change the subject. Let's dive into Rebecca. Let's ask about Rebecca. Rebecca is an ambitious and impatient woman. She did everything to seduce my father and get him up the aisle. You might add a finale. Let's ask about their marriage. It happened very quickly. That's the one that was... Oh, it was Nicholas and Rebecca's marriage. Okay, let's ask about your relationship. Maple come to say hi. Rebecca and Tom's relationship. None of my business. Really? What about the affair? I see that you are well informed. Rebecca started to fool around with Tom less than 6 months after marrying my father. I think my father was the only one who didn't know about it. What about Rebecca's personality? Rebecca is flighty and selfish, and on top of that, look at the way she carries herself. Oh, yeah, wow, okay. Tom and Rebecca's plot. This doesn't concern me. The plot to kill your father does not concern you? Huh? Poor Rose, I have the impression that she doesn't have a happy marriage. That's the worst thing that could happen to her after the grief she went through. Please, tell me all about this. Rose is very discreet about the subject. It was a few years ago that she had a bad love affair, and it took some time to get herself back together. But nobody will tell us about it. Tom doesn't pay much attention to his wife. He dedicates all his time to his business. What about Rebecca? We know he dedicates his time to Rebecca. What do you know about Fabiani? He had an excellent relationship with my family. What about Fabiani's vices? It doesn't look like him, Inspector. His charity event. Julio and myself worked like slaves for an entire day to get everything ready. Ah. Okay. The damages were considerable. The lightning struck the bell tower. Okay, fine. Bishop's letter? Go ask the father. We're not going to get anywhere with that line of questioning. But what about Suzanne? Let's ask about Suzanne. Suzanne is a very good friend. She has always been very kind to me. Suzanne's invitation. My father didn't like Suzanne at all, but I'm glad he invited her anyway. Yeah. Nicholas and Suzanne's relationship. My father never missed a chance to make fun of poor Suzanne. Oh. What about her alcoholism? Is not the type to refuse a drink, but I don't treat her like an alcoholic. Aww. Not surprising. Suzanne and my father were like cat and dog. Suzanne's illness. She keeps some things secret. What about the confinement? Her health is very delicate. Okay. I want to ask. There's three things to ask about because you had a very strong relationship with Agnes. Is my dad's aunt, but I felt closer to her than I did my own father. Let's ask about your relationship. She was like a mother to me. Okay, fine. Suzanne's relationship was Aunt Agnes's best friend. Illness. Agnes was seriously ill, but she refused to let us take care of her. She was scared stiff of doctors. My father was the middleman between the doctor and my aunt. It was my father who was giving her her medicine. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Aunt Agnes died of a heart attack. I mean, she may have died of a heart attack. Did Nicholas cause the heart attack? Was that motivation for someone to kill Nicholas after they worked out that. Yeah. She's not interested in the stuff about wills. Agnes never mentioned the son, right? I find that interesting considering he's downstairs. Dick inherited Agnes's entire fortune. The day the will was read, Dick and Rebecca violently argued about the money. That's not entirely true. Rebecca was furious and my father had to intervene to prevent her from striking Dick. A little while later, my father went to see Dick to apologise and invited him on the board to try to make up for it. Ah! Right. Well, that's interesting. What's your opinion on Julio? Julio is a brave fellow. He's nice, but he gets on my nerves. What do you want me to do about it? Has a lot of cars. Eldest son. She really doesn't want to talk about him. His family is wealthy. He depends on his father. Yep, we're not talking about him. Let's talk about Hector. Is my father's butler. He's very devoted. We know that. Followed my father like his shadow. Yep. When I was little, Hector scared me. Fair. I don't see who could be friends with my father. Okay. I don't see what you're talking about with the press clipping. Engagement invitations. Rebecca took care of them to announce my engagement to Julio. Yep. The necklace. This necklace belongs to me, Inspector. It was a present from my Aunt Agnes and it means a lot to me. Well, you could have it. Nicholas's death. I prefer not to speak about my father's death. Meeting at the bar. Hasn't heard about the meeting at the bar. The pocket watch? That belonged to my father. I have no idea where he got it, but he was extremely proud of it. Okay, the pocket watch belonged to his father, and it was in Fabiani and Dick's cabin. Why? Was it taken from them? Okay. Okay. Oh, hello. Look at you! Oh. How may I be of service, Inspector? Let's talk to you about the pocket watch. This watch belongs to Padre Fabiani. No, it doesn't. Whoa! They played all night. El Padre's eyes were gleaming. I've never seen him like this. It looked like El Padre was lucky, but this quickly changed. And then he bet everything. Everything. Okay. I think he lost mucho that night. I missed the first part of that. Let me try and get that again. It belonged to him. And Senor El Caravan used to organise. So it was the father's. But he lost it to Nicholas in a poker game. That feels weird. Okay, here you are, Inspector. Even I was completely abashed. El Senor Carabanyan has always been nice to me. This was her only familiar. Of course, there was Rebecca, but this wasn't the same thing. Okay, why wasn't it the same thing? Let's talk about Rebecca. I don't know mucho La Senora Carabanyan, Pero. She was mucho nice with me. Yep. La Senora Carabanyan is a charming woman, but sometimes a little bossy. She has always been nice to me. Okay? Rebecca is not Daphne's mama. The poor thing lost her mama years ago. It's because of this that Rebecca and her don't look at all alike. La Senora Carabanyan was mucho angry. I don't know why. Okay. Well, we know why, because it's to do with the inheritance. Okay, thanks for your help. Okay. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Hey, guess who we're going to see, and guess where he is again? Father Fabiani is apparently in the dining room. Dining room. We are not going drinking. Shocking. Okay. Head to the dining room, talk to Fabiani about Rebecca Rose. And what? Who? How may I help, Inspector? Right. The food might be filled with alcohol. Okay, let's ask about Rebecca. I never thought that Nicholas would remarry. When he introduced us to Rebecca, we were all a little bit surprised. Why is that? Rebecca is an ambitious and arrogant woman. She is ready to do anything to get what she wants, not at all like Daphne's mother. A quiet and gentle person. You know what? I don't think we've asked you about the death. These were terribly hard times for Nicholas. I thought he would never get over it. He was a broken man. Okay. Let's ask about, finally, because we can, Daphne. She's a brilliant young girl. Let's ask about the mother. Nicholas's first wife, Inspector. Mercedes and Nicholas were the perfect couple. We've got a name. You are right. She hated everything that was imposed on her. We know she's rebellious, so that's good. But we have a name, and it's Mercedes. Mercedes was an admirable woman, Inspector. Her sweetness and gentleness contrasted strongly with Nicholas's character. I never understood how such opposites got along. Nicholas was decimated by her death. Told me about her accident. Nicholas gave her the car for their sixth wedding anniversary. I think he still regrets it, as he believes he was fully responsible for his wife's death. Tell me about her death. Real tragedy for Daphne and Nicholas. Okay. But now we can ask people about those. So that's good. Let's ask about Rose. Rose is the solicitor Melville's daughter. She is shy and reserved. Why is Melville ringing a bell? Tom Rose's relationship. Rose's grief. Rose never had a chance. Before meeting Tom, she was engaged to a young man. Raphael Lambert, a right jerk as well. Bingo. Only a few days after their engagement, Raphael was found in a brothel, dead drunk with a creature of a little-known virtue. You can imagine the scandal. Rose's father, Solicitor Melville, got rid of the swine, but poor Rose never got over his deception. We haven't seen Lambert since. Okay. Fabiano decided to drop all the names now, not earlier. He has been at the sacramental wine. It's the only explanation. I think this list is getting busy. Pocket watch. This doesn't belong to me. It did. It bloody did. The more food he has, the more names he drops. Poker game. I'd prefer not to talk about it. Right. Okay. Give him another slice of cake and he'll drop the murderer's name. Yeah, it's entirely possible. Okay. I don't care. That's fine. Just stop. Yeah, nothing on this table is accessible. It's like fruit. Examine fruit. Eat fruit. Eat fruit. Okay, use the map. We're going to go see Hector. Okay, last 10 minutes for today, I think. But we're going to go see Hector. He's not here. In fortified form. He's not here. Look behind the wardrobe. Okay, fine. Move the wardrobe. It's bolted to the wall. Remove the fucking... Excuse me. Remove the bolts. Examine the square. Examine what square? This corner plate is held in place by 2 large screws. Examine the shoe. This left shoe is very worn. You need to wear a calendar. There's a lace. Take the lace. It's in the right place. Okay. My size 14 is not going to fit in this little size 9. Size 9 is not little. This black shoelace has 2 knots. The heel of this leather shoe has a metal tip. It seems as if the owner has a heavy step. Seeing the worn-out sole, he must walk like a duck. Hey, clues, folks! There's a calcium deposit inside the basin. Examine the wardrobe. Consider the lilies. It's padlocked. Make the box fall. If it breaks, I'll be in trouble. I can't, it's too high. Well, let's take the stick. I don't feel like getting my hands dirty. Oh my god. There's something by the side of the bed. A bedspread. What else? That looks like a piece of paper. Don't walk there. Look underneath the mattress. What a smell! It's unbelievable. Honestly, worst detective ever. There's a stick there, there's a box there. There's a padlocked wardrobe, there's bolts on the side. There's a lamp. I can take apart the lamp? But I can't. There's a tool bag. No, I don't want the hatch door. The mechanic is busy. Don't bother the mechanic, he's common. Okay, in we go. Oh. Well. He's in here, and things have moved, and this has been reset. Can I help you, Inspector? Oh, yeah, you can. We're going to start with the poker game. As I can see, you heard about it. Father Fabiani lost everything that night. He was furious. He came to see the master the next day, and I can tell you they had a heated discussion. Nicholas Fabiani's dispute. The father, totally desperate, tried to pressure the master into reimbursing him. But the master refused as he thought this money was honestly won. The father left in a rage. Okay. Let's talk about Mercedes. She was killed in a car accident when Daphne was only 5 years old. I'd only just started working for them at the time. The master gave her a car. He personally chose the model. The accident happened a few weeks later. The master has always felt responsible. Okay. Not Suzanne. Daphne. The young miss, despite her appearance, is very sweet. I never noticed anything of the kind about the young miss. Oh, they get on. Good. Okay, cool. Mercedes was a very beautiful woman. She and the master made a stunning couple. Let's talk about Rebecca. Her ladyship is a very strong-headed woman. The master met her ladyship at a reception at the American Embassy in Paris. Her ladyship was very charming and ambitious. One thing led to another, and they were married 6 months later. Okay. Rebecca's ambition. I am sorry, Inspector, that's none of my business. Fair enough. Rebecca's personality is a very charismatic woman, but unfortunately she is not the perfect housewife. I sometimes regret that the master's first wife is no longer here with her calm, sweet nature. Daphne-Rebecca's relationship. Even though they quarrel from time to time, they end up getting along. Okay. Dick and Rebecca's dispute. Madame is very impulsive. Okay. We need to ask Dick about that, don't we? The pocket watch. I've never seen him. What? Okay. Back to find. Head to the upper deck, apparently. So we can't use this room? No. Not at this point. Okay, head to the upper deck and search the bag there for a gun advertisement. Oh. Gun advertisement. Gun advertisement. Who has given you permission to look through my purse, Inspector? Rose. But, that's enough, Inspector. You're not behaving like a gentleman. You have the gun advertisement. Rose, we need to talk about this. We definitely need to talk, Rose. Yeah. Let's talk about ads. I was looking for a gift for my husband for our wedding anniversary. As you know, he collects arms, and I thought this gun would make him happy. On a scale of 1 to bullshit, where do you think that lies? Did you know Mercedes? Didn't know Mercedes. It is now 10 past 2. Okay. I'm going to save here. Or attempt to save here. F9 or F10? Shit. We've not done this for a bit. Save current state. 2 p.m. Oh, right. So, what we shall do now, as a treat, say a treat,